Ma'am, many would say the law is the law and you can't ignore it. And the fact is that the governor took this decision, it seems, without taking any legal opinion, without consulting even the AG, which is why in a matter of 4 hours, he then changed his decision. Why do you think that is? Where did that come from?
As I said, he had both these options. He had 3 options. He could have referred the matter to the Honorable President of India. 1. He's done what he's done. Third, he could have taken legal opinion prior. But the fact that he has done it himself, what are these compelling ethical and moral standards? And I think the compulsion has been that here is a man who is neither being dismissed by the Chief Minister, nor and continuing to be in government and the salary of the government, which is public money. So I think he had 3 choices. He's exercised one. Let the courts decide. But I think we need to ask a basic question. Why are 2 kinds of standards for 2 kinds of people, both serving public? One elected, the other unelected. I think, do we have lack of systems? Yes, we have. Political parties don't have ombudsman. People don't have an ombudsman. Courts, they say, well, tell the courts to decide. They hang on. But basically, they are violating the very oath of office.
If you look at the situation in Tamil Nadu, it's not something new. We've seen it in several other states. When you were the Lieutenant Governor in Puducherry as well, you had several run-ins, man, with the elected government there. Is it difficult to strike some sort of a balanced relationship between the governor and government? Is that why we see so many face-offs in these states?
I think that very big challenge is the rising corruption in the elected representatives, and that you do not have systems to deal with them faster. Because governors are going by aid and advice strictly or interpreting. And I tell you, it's quite a challenge for any governor which is a witness to mass corruption or a corruption at a particular minister and yet feel helpless. I think that's the real challenge. Because the challenges governors may be facing today are this, answering their own conscience. Do they just hang on to their seats, to their positions, or do they deal on? Because after all, it's a larger public good for which they are there. They may be politically appointed, but they are here as heads of administration. They're number 1 citizen of the state as a state governor. And they are also responsible equally, not to be onlookers to a mass corruption, but also to deal with it. So people also have a right to ask, what is the governor doing? Why is the governor not taking action? Now here's the governor who has taken action. We are asking, why have you done? Why don't we find out what's the missing link between what the governor does and what the chief minister can do? And when it's publicly known, here's a particular minister who has committed financial irregularities in whatever he does, and there are criminal allegations against him. So and that he continues to be on public money rule. I think these are the real challenges. So he has exercised, I think, his moral obligation, his ethical obligation, and it is legal or not, which I think the courts alone will decide. And this is a moral dilemma which any governor with a loud conscience has faced. I too did face, what do I do with somebody I know is land grabbing, I know is violating, I know is siphoning money. I know, what do I do? And that's where we had our own challenges to face.
Sure.
But this is the ultimate which the governor of Tamil Nadu does. So I think he's exercised a moral and an ethical responsibility as a head of the state administration. Whether it's legal or not, courts will decide, and I think it's important. But the courts must look at what's the vacuum. Why is there a dilemma? Why don't we have ombudsman in political parties? Why don't we have ombudsman in the state where such allegations can also go to an independent ombudsman, which comprises of independent people who can look at and then at least suspend the person, if not dismiss, so that he gets an equal right to defend himself, just as a public servant appointed also has a right to defend and get suspended. Why not at least suspend? But the question is, who will suspend? Chief Minister will not. Political party will not. Right? The people will not. Then who will? Question is, who checks the growing corruption in public life? And remember, they are in vital positions, even though they're 5 years. It's a
Sure.
vital position which governs the exchequer of the state, the policies and fate and destiny of the state. For the portfolios, such a person has. I think I'm therefore turning your debate on the head.